So Alexander Usyk versus Rico Verhoeven. First, let me say the opinion you should follow should always be your own. Please consider this to be the opinion from a complete stranger online. Please be responsible when competing in the market. So Alexander Usyk versus Rico Verhoeven. So I believe that this fight here is clearly a novelty fight, clearly a fight that Alexander Usyk should sweep. You know, if this was in the kickboxing ring, I would say that Rico Verhoeven would win this fight handily. So it's just one of those things. However, what I would say is this: how can we generate profit from this situation? Because that's what this channel's about. So I look at Alexander Usyk, southpaw, skillful, but getting a bit older. And he does have respectable power. On the other hand, you have Rico Verhoeven, who, when I look at him in boxing terms, he doesn't seem to hit that hard. The height difference isn't actually all that much. I want to say it's about 2.5, 3 inches at an absolute push. But I think it's 2 inches more towards the 2-inch mark. I would say 2 to 2.5 inches as opposed to 3-inch height difference. I believe that, you know, Alexander Usyk, with all his experience, he's also, compared to Tyson Fury, and the reason I compare it to Tyson Fury is because Tyson Fury fought Francis Ngannou, who was coming from the UFC, and that fight was more competitive than it should have been. But the reason I don't think that that will happen in this fight is because Alexander Usyk, unlike Tyson Fury, does not take things half seriously. When Tyson Fury is up for something, he'll take it seriously. But when he's not up for something, he will often come in overweight. He won't put in as good performances. So I believe that Alexander Usyk is more of a professional in that regard. And I think he'll take this fight seriously. And that's why I see Rico Verhoeven not really having much success in this fight. Maybe he will win the first round. Maybe he will be, you know, he will be carried for a few rounds, but I don't see him winning. But in terms of the profit here, I would say, although the odds are really, really, you know, wide, I would still say pick Alexander Usyk to win as part of your portfolio. Alexander Usyk simply to win. And then I would say you hedge the play with the one way that Rico Verhoeven can only win this fight, in my opinion. That's by stoppage. I know Rico Verhoeven doesn't look like the biggest puncher, but he's not going to outpoint Alexander Usyk in a million years, in my opinion. So I would put it like this: Alexander Usyk to win the fight, hedge the play with Rico Verhoeven by stoppage. Also, make sure you check out TKO Boxing with Jordan Henderson. The link for that channel is in the description. That is my boxing channel. And with that, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I make a new video. If you appreciate my work and want to leave a donation, there's a link for that in the description. With that, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next one.